My dear friends, today we will be discussing about the treatment or management of cardiogenic shock. Now, cardiogenic shock is because of defect in the heart or ventricles, which ultimately leads to the ineffective or inefficient cardiac pumping capacity, leading to low systemic blood pressure, leading to low perfusion to tissues. So because of various cardiac pathology like myocardial infarction or heart attack or various pathology that affect the cardiac muscle loses its capacity to pump blood effectively so as to maintain the normal blood pressure. So in cardiogenic shock, there is decrease in the systemic blood pressure mainly because of the defect in the heart, maybe after myocardial infarction or cardiomyopathy or because of abnormality, cardiac arrhythmias, etc. Now, early diagnosis based on the sign symptoms, early stage diagnosis as well as initiation of treatment is very much important for cardiogenic shock so as to save the life of the patient as well as to decrease the mortality and death of the patients. So when it comes to management, the first line of treatment is infusion of fluids, because there is all the types of cardiogenic shock are mainly a type of circulatory shock which is associated with low blood flow to the various tissues of the body or vascular beds, or organ perfusion is very much less. That's why it is always advised to bring the pressure to the normal level by proper infusion of fluids. So fluid infusion is the first line of treatment for management of cardiogenic shock so as to bring back the pressure towards normal level so as to maintain the normal perfusion to the various vascular beds, tissues as well as organs so as to prevent multi-organ failure and tissue damage that may occur because of hypoperfusion of tissues because of cardiogenic shock. So first line of therapy in case of management of cardiogenic shock is rapid infusion of fluids so as to bring the blood pressure to the normal level. Then in case the shock is refractory, then we have to give inotropic agents. Since the defect is in the heart or in the weakness of the or defective inotropic state of the heart, that's why inotropic agents or inotropic medication is the important treatment of choice, because inotropic agent can increase the force of contraction of heart. It can increase the contractility of heart so as to increase the cardiac output, ejection fraction, stroke volume, and finally it will increase the blood pressure of the systemic circulation, and it can prevent the further process of or progress of the shock. Besides, if there is abnormal heart rhythm or abnormal cardiac rhythm, we have to give immediate cardioversion or cardiac version, at the same time antiarrhythmic drugs so as to prevent the cardiac arrhythmia, because even cardiac arrhythmia can lead to cardiogenic shock. So if the origin of the cause or cause of the cardiogenic shock is arrhythmia, we have to give cardioversion or antiarrhythmic drug so as to prevent the cardiogenic shock. If the origin of the or cause of the cardiogenic shock is cardiomyopathy, we have to treat the cardiomyopathy at the same time along with the fluid administration so as to prevent the progression of the cardiogenic shock. And as I already told that for refractory cases who are not giving sensitive to any other fluid administration, we have to give inotropic agents. So IV inotropic agents like dobutamine is very much important because it is an inotropic agent which increase the contractility of heart, which can prevent the progression of the cardiogenic shock. At the same time, it can effect on heart through beta 1 receptors, and IV infusion of dobutamine can save the life of the patients by increasing the contractility of heart by working on the beta 1 receptors of the heart. Besides, there are some other techniques like intra-aortic balloon pumping so as to increase the cardiac output. Besides, left ventricular assisting device can be given to increase the cardiac output or contractile quality of heart. And sometimes mechanical ventilation or extracorporeal membrane oxygenation can also be given in some cases, so as to prevent the progression of cardiogenic shock. In the last resort, or if in spite of all these intervention or therapeutic management the shock cannot be prevented, then heart transplantation or cardiac transplantation can be advised in very serious cases, so as to save the life of the patients. But when come to the medical management, the most first line important drug is IV or intravenous dobutamine, which is a potent is a potent inotropic agent which increases the contractility of heart by working on the beta 1 receptors, and thus it increases the pumping quality of heart and increase the blood pressure and prevents the complication of shock, prevents the multi-organ failure, prevents the hypoperfusion of tissues, and prevents the collapse of the various vascular beds or organ failure, because it can effectively increase the blood pressure and normalize the tissue perfusion of various vascular beds, and it can decrease the multi-organ failure because of low blood flow to various vascular beds. So IV dobutamine may be an important drug of choice for cardiogenic shock. It is an inotropic agent. It increases the contractility of heart. It increases the pumping activity of heart by working on the beta 1 receptors, and by doing that it normalizes the blood pressure. It also prevents the progression of the shock. It also prevents the mortality as well as save the life of the patients. But even in refractory cases, some other techniques like intra-aortic balloon pumping, then left ventricular assisting device, then mechanical ventilation, extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, all therapeutic strategy are tried so as to save the life of the patient. In the terminal cases, for very serious cases where the cardiogenic shock is not sensitive to any other treatment, then heart transplant can be advised in some rare cases so as to save the life of the patient. So these are the various management strategy or therapeutic management in cardiogenic shock. In most of the cardiogenic shock, the mortality is very high, because if it is not diagnosed very early, then it becomes very life-threatening or it becomes very difficult to save the life of the patient. So proper diagnosis based on the signs, symptoms and diagnostic tool and various clinical features. So early diagnosis or diagnosis at early stage and initiation of therapeutic management is very much important so as to decrease the mortality as well as save the life of the patients. Thank you very much.